Hello everyone, this is Professor Robert Matos again, and in this video, which is video 4 in Unit 3, we're going to be talking about phrases, including infinitives and infinitive phrases. Let's begin right away. You know that an infinitive is a verb plus the particle to. You see? The book says that an infinitive, a verb form that is usually preceded by the word to and is used as a noun, an adjective, or an adverb. You see, uh, when you use the word to before the base form of a verb, to is not a preposition, but part of the infinitive form of the verb. It is part of the verb. Let's see the examples of the infinitive. To volunteer is rewarding. It is functioning as a noun and it is the subject of the sentence. Infinitive as a subject. Another example, no one wants to leave. Infinitive as a direct object. What no one wants is to leave. It's also a noun. Okay. Next, their decision was to merge. Infinitive as a predicate nominative after the linking verb was. That you can see is the same case as the gerund. Okay. The gerund when it works as a noun. But now, difference is that we can use the gerund, the infinitives as adjectives also. I felt the need to call. What the need is a noun, and to call is the adjective saying what need I felt. So infinitive as an adjective is what we have here. Next, everyone was prepared to sacrifice. What everyone was prepared for was to sacrifice. So to sacrifice tells you what about the verb. So it is affecting the verb. It is an adverb. Okay? It is an adverb. Everyone was prepared to sacrifice. Now let's see the examples I get here. These examples from newspapers. Kente is this garment they are using. To wear a kente in the Congress is a sign of support and empathy. To wear is an infinitive, and here is the subject of the whole sentence. To wear a kente, okay, is an infinitive phrase, okay, an action. To wear a kente in the Congress, and the verb is this one, the verb to be, a sign of support and empathy. Next, the U.S. Congress need to call for peace and justice. You see that to call is saying what they are needing for. So to call is an adverb affecting the verb need. The U.S. Congress is the subject, need is the verb, to call is an adverb affecting need. This is from the Washington Post, an article they published, and you can get by following this link. An infinitive phrase, as we have been seeing, is not only the infinitive but all the accompanying modifiers with the infinitive. Look at the examples. Would you prefer to sleep until noon? Until noon is part of the infinitive phrase because it's modifying it. It's like uh, an adjective, let's say. To speak slowly and clearly, okay, is important. Next, we plan to work safely and effectively. Occasionally, an infinitive phrase may have its own subject. Our neighbor encourages the dog to bark. The dog is the subject of the infinitive to bark, And the entire infinitive phrase, the dog to bark, acts as the direct object of the sentence. The teacher asked Maria to give a speech is about the same construction where uh, Maria is the subject of the infinitive to give. The entire infinitive phrase Maria to give a speech acts as the direct object of the sentence. Remember that an infinitive is a verb and is an action. And even when it acts as a noun, it is naming an action, a verb. So that's why you can see that until noon is like an adverb of time. Slowly and clearly is an are adverbs of manner, and safely and effectively likewise. They are adverbs of manner. Okay? That's why the action can also take a subject. I hope this extra information helps you understand this better. There are some cases where the particle to is erased. Let me do the dishes. I have never heard somebody saying, let me to do the dishes, right? Uh, Another example, we could have heard a pin to drop. In this case, yes, you can say that it gives emphasis, but then I could have heard a pin drop. It means that it was so silent. Okay, let's see the examples I provided. To study hard and constantly is a key element for academic success. So how do you see this infinitive phrase? To study hard and constantly is acting as a noun here. A student needs to study hard and constantly to guarantee their success. What students need? You see, it isn't the what students need is also a noun. I encourage my students. I encourage my students to be independent learners. I think the phrase begins here. To be independent learners is the uh, infinite phrase. I encourage my students to be independent learners. To be independent learners is the infinitive phrase. Okay, that is functioning as an adjective, not as an adjective. It is the my students is the subject of the infinitive phrase in this case. I encourage my students to be independent learners. Same as encourages the dog to bark or asks Maria to give a speech. You see, it is the same construction. Next, with a shortage of N95 Max still ongoing, the best thing you can do for healthcare professionals is to save surgical masks for them and opt for fabric or cloth mask. So to save surgical mask is a predicate nominative, okay? For the best thing you can do for healthcare professionals is to save surgical masks for them. So you can invert the order and say to save surgical masks for them is the best thing you can do for healthcare professionals because you have the verb which is the linking verb to be, okay, and it is just adding these two elements together, two noun phrases. Okay, that's it. Now there's an exercise on this short video. You need to write the infinitives and infinitive phrases. For each, you write noun, adjective, or adverb to tell how the infinitive or infinitive phrase is being used. Okay, as always, I take the first one and do it. I know it is the easiest one, but anyways, this is an advantage we teachers have, and we leave you the more challenging ones for you to practice. All right, number one, I don't like to wash the dishes. To wash the dishes is an infinitive, okay, and is functioning as a direct object. I don't like is the verb, is in negative here, is negative. I don't like what? To wash the dishes. So to wash the dishes is the action, is affected by the action of the verb like. And to wash the dishes is the direct object. Well, that's all in this video. I'll see you next. Thanks for watching.